Last time on the Incorrigible party. After falling through the floor of Lonnie's place and dragged underground by grasping roots, the party discovers a death head tree growing through a building's floor across the street. Barely escaping its slamming branches and gnashing headfruit, they collect a handful of spell components and a skull-embossed tome written in a language they do not understand, before fleeing the scene, eager to contact Constable Lilton about their find. Hellcruck. You're awoken by chatter and cries and kind of other activity at Lehan's carriage services. This is, of course, the following morning. Right before you rise from these sounds, right before you hear a pounding on your door as Lehan calls out from the other side. Hellcruck! What the hell is you still doing, sleeping boy? The sun's already up. We got work to do. Meet me outside.
I'm coming, Leanne. Sorry. Oh, goodness. My old bones aren't what they used to be.
So I kind of roll out of bed, and I slept in a bit today. I was pretty beat up last night, and pretty exhausted, not to mention got in quite late. So roll out of bed, kind of walk over to the little basin with some water and splash some water on my face, and throw some clothes on and get out of my little room as quickly as I can to go see what's up with Lehan.
So you step out into a cool morning. You can see like this dewy fog kind of rolling over the hills of the fenced-in pasture that the carriage horses graze in. It's beginning to burn away and dissipate in the morning sun. And you see that Lehan has lined up a group of 4 younger-looking people outside of the wagon corral, where they're housed and where they're repaired. You see there's a halfling, a purple dragonborn, and 2 humans. So one of the humans looks to be about 7 feet tall, if not larger. You see Lehan's speaking to them. So, any of you youngins ever rode a horse before? See a few of them raise their hands. Oh, good. Well, these horses, they ain't for riding, they're for pulling. Oh, good. Hellcruck, my boy. Oh, here they are. Why didn't you tell me you got some new hires? Just in time, too. The city's getting antsy without the carriage services.
Well, wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your interest. We could use a bit of help around here. It's hard to keep up with demand lately. What do you think, Leanne?
Well, I don't know how qualified any of them are, but I took you in once, huh? Look, they said some nanner feller sent them over because of you and your friends.
Oh, yes. That's Granny Nanny. Lovely old lady. I'm very excited to see there's so much interest. I'd be surprised, to be honest. I will warn any of you that it's pretty hard work, but it's rewarding. And Lehan here, he's been the best boss that I've ever had. It's very fair.
Well, take what he says with a grain of salt, kids. By his telling, I've been his only boss. So. Look, this one here, he points to the big tall guy. This guy's Zachary. I think he's half giant or something. He points at the Dragonborn. Her name's Sarthy. This guy, pointing to the human, that's Bolus. And then to the halfling, her name's Edith. I'm gonna need you to show them the ropes. They're gonna be some of our new drivers. We gotta get things up and running for tonight. All right? We're losing business. We're losing money. They gotta be running.
Oh, you're up and running for tonight?
Oh, we got most of them repaired already. We're just missing a few personnel.
Oh, okay, I guess. Okay. Well, anyone have experience with horses? Did Lehan already ask you that, I guess? Maybe?
Quit repeating yourself. That's my job.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done this before, Lehan.
Hellcruck, I said quit repeating yourself. That's my job. You see Zachary, raises a big hand. Oh, yeah. I rode a horse before.
Okay, well, there's not much riding, but horses, they can they can sense when you're nervous around them. You gotta build some trust, a bit of a bond almost between the horses. So don't be scared of them. I know they're kind of big. Well, maybe not all that big for you there, Zachary, but I guess, one of the quickest ways to prove your merit around here is to see how good you are at cleaning out the stables. It's a job that's not the favorite one, but it needs to be done. It's good hard work, so let's start with that.
And you can see Leanne has started to walk away, like leaving you, to do what you need to do. And you see her, he's just chuckling at listening to you. And then he kind of stops. He goes, "Oh, up! I damn near forgot. I have something else for you, Hillcrook. You're always forgetting things. Dag nabbed his old age. Look, don't get old, my boy. Well, any older, anyways. My hips ache, my knees barely bend. Can't hardly hold a set of reins anymore. All the more reason to be passing on the place to somebody who can do all these things. But look, and he'll kind of pull you over away, kind of out of earshot of the kids. Look, yesterday, when you were out and not working, some little feller stopped by, a constable. Look, I told him I didn't know no hell truck crat or opal socks and pockets or nobody like that. And I told him to get the hell off my property without due cause to cross the fence line, And look, he scampered away pretty quick. I don't think he took much of a liking to my tone, but he did leave this envelope for you. And he pulls something out of his trouser pocket, right, and hands it over to you as he gives you a wink. But, like I said, I ain't no Hellcruck tread to even pass it on to.
Hellcruck kind of gives him a little bit of a wink and pats him on the side of the shoulder.
I appreciate that, Leanne. I think that is someone who I was kind of expecting to maybe connect with again in the future, but thank you for trying to protect me. I'll go take a look at this and then I'll circle back and see how the new recruits are doing.
All right, my boy. Now remember, I'm going to need you out tonight on the carriages, so don't be late.
I'll be there.
And he just kind of shuffles off, grumbling, and holding his lower back. And you open this envelope, and when you take it from him, there's clearly something else inside of it, other than a letter that it would hold, but something heavier. But you pull out and unfold this scrap of parchment, and is kind of a plain-looking script. It says, "To Miss Togglesprocket, Mr. Tread, and Mr. Rumkey. Excellent choice of venue for our project. I've spent the better part of the day surveying the location, and deem it to be close enough to the city limits to be convenient for meeting and far enough away for any potential prying eyes. In addition to this letter, please find enclosed a signal medallion. Simply press the center of it to signal that we need to meet, and I will do my best to meet you as soon as possible at our location. Yours truly, Constable Lilton." And chipping the envelope and sliding out the heavier piece is a little looks like a flattened silver coin, basically. It is on a chain, so you could wear it if you wanted. And it doesn't seem to have any other types of markings. It's just it looks very smooth and polished.
Oh boy, this is perfect. This is just what we need. Oh boy. Well, do I try and meet up with him now or wait for the rest of the group? I do have a bit of work to do yet.
So he said it's basically it was the crack of dawn, the dew and the fog was still kind of clearing as I was getting up.
Yes, you do know that Leanne is a very early riser, and late to him is still quite early.
Right, okay. I think maybe I'll just tuck this away in my pocket and, stick the work at hand here at Leanne Carriages for a little while, make sure that these 4 new recruits are not screwing anything up and are doing a good job, and I'll train them for a little bit, make sure all the morning chores are done, and then wait until I get some time to meet up with the rest at Toggles and Sprocket before I signal to Constable Lilton.
Kylea Seychadal, have you been doing anything special in the time? You've made it presumably back to the castle, sleep off the battle, up the next morning, and you two are in a waiting to meet up kind of scenario.
I think we will go see what Zalmo is doing. at this moment?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you find him having breakfast.
We will fill him in on what happened with the trees and the heads and make sure he knows about all of that. And kind of slyly slip in about Sasha and maybe her coming to the castle. And just kind of not really making it a question about can she come, but more like remember that Sasha person we were telling you about? And wouldn't it be nice if we had another set of hands around here? And
he kind of like in between bites, he like smiles at you and kind of gives you a bit of a nod as he's chewing. You see, he's like clearly like making it a show that he's thinking of, like almost like he's like rolling around what you said, kind of as if he was swirling liquid around in a glass before finally dismissing you.
Well, I want to actually show him the spell components.
Okay.
And we found these on a table near near the heads. We could tell there's some kind of for making a spell, but we weren't sure what spell. Do you know?
He kind of pushes his plate aside and he'll motion for you to kind of lay them out in front of him. I guess I'll make an Arcana check for Zelmo. Wow, natural 20.
What?
I would expect nothing less.
He's like kind of has his fingertips like resting against each other as he's looking down at them. He doesn't even touch them. Like it's like as if as soon as he looks at them, it's clear that he knows where they are. And he motions to the diamond dust. Value here. Make sure you put that to good use. And then he points to like the lodestone. Resurrection, necromancy, seems to be in line with a tree sporting fruit of severed heads.
Yeah, especially since the bodies that had been formerly attached to the heads we assume were laying nearby and not animated.
Sorry, you told him everything, like the book.
We wouldn't have told him about the book because we don't have it. So we did tell him about everything else. The table, the head going underneath in the tunnel and everything.
Now, this is the second instance of you encountering something like this, yes?
Yes. The first time was in the maze.
Still quite far from the denizen and the majority of our operations?
Yes.
A threat to the city is a threat to our own well-being, our own profits.
Yes. When people are scared, they tend to hold tighter to their purse strings.
They may not even populate the street as much as they would in better times, right?
Yeah. That's what we were thinking.
Well, I'd suggest you and your friends, if you're asked to investigate more, do so.
Happy, the constable, he doesn't know about us. He only knows about the others. We kept a low profile and hid from him so he wouldn't see us.
Excellent. Well done as usual, Kylia.
And she will glow kind of a more of a green color, meaning that she's very happy at receiving this praise from him. And she will bow and kind of scuttle off out the door.
And yeah, as you leave the room, you see Zalmo kind of presumes to finish his breakfast. You just leave the components with him, or did you collect them again?
I think I would have judged what he did, if he kind of pulled them closer to himself, or if he just kind of left them aside. If he left them aside, I would grab them back up.
Okay, so you've collected them because yes, he didn't reach for any of them. Like I said, he needed a cursory glance before understanding what they were and what type of magic they were associated with. Rumkey, you have a fight tonight.
Yeah. So I'll get up. What I consider early is a little different than Lehan. So I'll roll out of bed, 9:35ish, and go to, take a few drinks of water. Always gotta get some liquid in me, and then I'm gonna head over to the local gym, the Bulk Trim, which is near the Bastion Clash. Try to get a workout in, sort of see if I know any of my friends around, and start talking up the fight, of course, for tonight. So supposed to be going to be a big payoff tonight, so I'm looking forward to doing some upper body workout and getting all buff and ready to be oiled up tonight.
Oh my.
You see, of course, I assume you come here regularly, right? Since your expulsion from the Masonry's Guild, I assume this is one of the many places that you frequent.
Yeah, it's not as nice of a place. I mean, there's, it's a little stinky from time to time, and, it gets really sweaty, and some of the you don't know what kind of fighters are going to show up in town or anything, so they're all coming into the gym, so you're getting, people using the equipment wrong and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's very true. Speaking of, you know that the opponent you are fighting tonight is actually a newcomer to Stormcape. Never fought in the rings before. You're kind of going to be their debut match against them tonight. Okay, so you're kind of just killing time again to meet up at Toggles and Sprockets.
Yep, and I'll go out and, get some food on my way and, drink a Danish on the way down.
Perfect. I think it alternates between it being a drinkable Danish or a strudel.
This one's got some extra protein, protein Danish.
It's like a Coca-Cola versus Pepsi thing. Some people prefer the strudel drinking, some people prefer the Danish drinking.
Chewing.
And last but not least, of course, Opal, who did mention she had a shift to run today at the shop.
Yeah, so Opal's gonna do her thing and sneak in late at night, catch a few Z's, and be up nice and early to open the shop and do the early morning shift. So we probably don't open till 9, but making preparations and aware of the fights on tonight, just checking my inventory and perhaps brewing up something I could sell afterwards at the Bash and Clash.
Excellent, yeah. And as you open the shop, often as is often on many days, there are a few people waiting for the opening. A handful of customers come in right away. The door opens. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome to Toggles and Sprockets. Chimes out as they enter the shop. And obviously, in the next few hours, there's going to be the lull in some customers as it is nearing the end of the week. Not quite the busy time that the weekend brings. But eventually, everybody does start to show up at Toggles and Sprockets. Perhaps Kylie a little ahead of Hellcruck and Rumkey.
Hey, Kylia.
Hi, Opal.
How's it going?
It's good. We told Dalmo about what happened yesterday, and
What?
he told us what the stuff is that we found.
What?
What?
Okay. Is he gonna be mad that we were snooping around and getting in fights and, Hellcruck almost died? And you're looking pretty good this morning.
We feel much better. No, he told us to help investigate and find out what's going on to try and make the city safer.
Oh, how nice of him. That's cool. I wanna, check this out.
I, show her the daggers.
I wanna figure these out later.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, Hellcruck took the book, right? So I guess we're waiting on him. I have a feeling he's been shirking his duties lately, so he might be shoveling extra stuff this morning.
He does shovel a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. But we want carriages to run around, so we need the carriages. We're too busy. We got too much going on.
Yep, that is another part of a working city, so they need to be working.
Micah, leave that customer alone. Man, he's so weird sometimes.
Are you going to buy anything? Hello? Are you going to buy anything?
Stop creeping our customers out.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he is cute, but he's persistent. Persistently, weirdly cute.
Your dad says that's how you get the sales.
Yeah, whatever. I'm over this place now. I've got my own stuff going on. The fights are on tonight, you know what I mean? You going to the Bash and Clash later with me?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Alright, well, I guess I gotta ring these people up. They've been sitting here this whole time. I'll be right back.
And then very in short order, Hellcruck arrives, followed by Rumkey.
Oh, Rumkey, you're looking good for your fight. You been working out?
Yeah, look at that. And I flex. Look at that. And I poke on my muscle a little bit. See that? I've been working on that one right there.
Yeah.
See it?
I can tell.
Touch it. Touch it. No, touch it.
Okay, fine.
It's the same on the other side here, but the one on the right is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit heavier weight on that side, yeah? I think it's going to catch their attention tonight in a fight, and then when they're looking at it, I'm going to punch them with the other hand.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah. I can't remember. Are you a southpaw? Are you a lefty?
I use both, buddy. I'm ambidextrous, as they say.
That's tricky. I guess you could like take a stance that makes them think that you're one way or the other, and then catch them off guard, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's all about the dance, buddy. I'll teach you sometime.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can always use more tricks, more skills, you know. I've been in quite a few kerfuffles over the years, but can always learn something new.
Kerfuffle's a good word. We like that word. Kerfuffle.
Scraps, you know, tussles. I gotta stay on my game to keep up with the young'uns.
You think? No. Okay.
Are you calling us the youngins?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not getting any younger, Rumpke.
Yeah?
Anyway, hey, there's some news. I got four new recruits over at Lehan's. They came from Granny Nanny's. They look pretty promising, really. Look, one feller's he's big. Goodness gracious, he's gonna scare the horses, I think. But
Them kids know how to drive a carriage? I mean, the city gets pretty crowded.
well, we haven't done too much driving yet, but they can shovel. Let me tell you.
Lots of stuff to shovel.
Exactly, yeah. Kylia gets it. But also, there's two bits of news. Looks like Constable Happy Lilton stopped by, and well, he left this for us.
And I pull the envelope out of my pocket, show him the little note, and then pull out the what did you call it, Leland?
The signal medallion.
Signal medallion. Yeah.
So this thing here will let us, signal him to let him know that we need to meet, which is perfect timing, really.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, I didn't try it yet. I figure I should wait until we're all together.
Yeah, let me see that for a second.
Sure.
I'd look at it. Where's the men number? This is hot.
Yeah, well...
Maybe he's setting you up just so he can arrest you.
Oh, goodness, I hope not. I can't go to jail, you know. I can't go back there.
I mean, with your record and stuff, I don't know. Maybe somebody else should carry this thing. Not me. I hand it back to him.
I think it'll be fine.
Did you try it out?
No. I like I said, I wanted to wait until we're all together. So, I guess, Opal's going to be tied up for a little bit, but maybe we could try and decipher this book that I got.
Hey, Opal.
Hey.
You got that thing we need for this book?
Yeah, one sec. Okay. And I'm like talking to my mom, hang up my apron, walk over. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's your shift going? Looks pretty busy today.
Yeah, it was just like a 4-hour, just an early morning shift, so I'm free now. So last night, huh?
Yeah, there's good news. We have a way to get a hold of Happy. He gave me this, gave all of us, I guess, but he left it with Lehan, this little signal thing.
No freaking way.
Yeah, isn't it perfect?
I knew we needed to get in touch with him fast, so I was talking to Sergeant last night.
Oh, okay.
On the way home, I stopped by the city wall. I talked to Sergeant Lewis. I didn't mention Happy, though, so that's good.
What'd you tell him?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said, maybe go to 8675309-ish on the eroding islet. There's stuff going on.
Didn't give him your name or anything, right?
Did you tell him to take friends, not to go alone?
I didn't really say much, so...
Did you cover up your hair?
Yeah, I was wearing my hood, obviously.
Oh, okay, perfect, yeah.
It was like 3 a.m. or something. I pretty much woke the guy up, so...
There's not too many gnomes around here that look like you, so...
You know, I've been thinking about this. You know how Happy was telling us, like, his bosses and stuff didn't want to pursue this this line of investigation while he's on the down low. Maybe the guards are in on this.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh,
We might want to tell the constable there so he can as soon as possible so he can get there before they potentially try to cover this up.
Why would you think that?
Well, it's not that I trust the guards, right, Hellcrook?
yeah, well, yeah. I guess this could be a good way to figure out what happens, you know, if they go to the scene and they don't report it, they don't fill out the paperwork.
Again, what's their motive if that's the case? It makes no sense.
I don't know, but then we would know that they're up to no good.
Well, we told Zalmo, and he didn't know anything about it. And we feel like if the guards knew, Zalmo would know.
Yeah, why would the guards blow their own guy up? You know, Vepper's in the hospital. That's crazy.
That's why I was thinking about it. I thought it was odd that Happy mentioned that they didn't want to have anything to do with this thing on Founders Day. I mean, that seems like something that he should be following up on, right?
Well, there could be, you know, like divisions among the ranks. Some are there trying to do a good job, and some of them might be, you know, like dirty guards.
Okay, so you can call him here then? You can call Happy to come chat with us?
Well, let me reread this here. Not totally sure how it works there, actually.
It basically just like would beep or something on his end to like let him know that I've sent a signal to meet, but not necessarily like, hey, we're here, right? It's not a tracking device.
Yeah, judging by the letter, that is correct.
Yeah, I think this is just gonna notify him, so I assume he's gonna think he needs to go to Lehan to meet us, because that was what we kind of agreed on, right?
Right. Okay, well, at least you said you got people shoveling up the stuff, so it might not be that stinky of a meeting.
Well, the stink's mostly just been taken from one location and put in another.
You're kind of blind to the stink. You've got the nose blindness, you know? Oh, right. Before we leave, you guys, the translator thingy bobber my parents are working on.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Can we kind of like do this in a more private area, maybe?
Oh yeah, it's not even out in the showroom. We gotta go back to the office.
Maybe we can not have Mr. and Mrs. Toggle Sprocket know either. They might, you know. I don't want to get lectured again about dragging you into dangerous things. This book looks dangerous.
They like when I read books. Books are, you know, education, you know, so...
Okay, well, let's just not show them the cover then.
Yeah, Zalmo said the components we found were all necromancy type stuff. So this book probably is also.
Ew. I guess there's one way to find out. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Hellcrook. Frank, the guy that bunks next to me, he puts a different cover on his books when he reads them at night too. So everybody thinks he's reading something really intelligent, but we all know what he's really looking at. You got another book cover someplace you can put on this thing so nobody will know what it is?
I don't tend to keep a lot of extra book covers around, really, Rimke.
What does the book cover look like?
So this the book has an embossed skull and is spattered with dried blood.
Yeah, we want to cover that up.
Okay, and I'll go take the slipcover off a book on the shelf and slap it on there.
Opal, you pull off the jacket for a very dry text called The Theory of Practical Studies and the Concept of Being Efficient. It's one of your father's favorites.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Here, slide this on. I'll go knock on the door, see if anyone's in there.
So you, Opal, you kind of go to the back workshop, which is kind of past that small office that most of you, except for Kylie, had crammed into when you first met Lilton yesterday, right? So it's kind of just past that, and as you poke your head in, Opal does seem like it is empty in there.
Guys, let's go.
And I'll wave him over.
So, not something that is quite ready for sale. Opal, your parents keep the prototype for the Toggle Sprocket translator in this small workshop portion of the first floor. Again, past that tiny office. in a much larger space, but still more fit for gnome tinkerers, of course. There's lowered workbenches. They've got parts and tools kind of sprawled out everywhere. There's various mechanical contraptions right in, states of repair and disrepair. But then in the furthest back corner, there's a large rectangle kind of covered by a protective tarp. Opal, you make a beeline right for it as you know exactly what it is. And you pull this cover off, you unveil the translator. And it looks more like, almost more like a display case more than anything else. It's this wooden rectangular frame that stands about 4 feet tall, with a length and width like 2 feet by 2 feet. So it's like 4 by 2 by 2. And the structure itself is kind of divided into 2 halves by a pane of glass. So the lower 2 by 2 by 2 foot section is completely enclosed in wood panels. The front panel, you clearly see that it is hinged and serves as an access point. There is a second pane of glass that rests on the very top of the frame. So the upper half creates a second kind of 2 by 2 by 2 cube of empty space, right? It's just kind of the 4 bars of the frame in this top half, and you can pass your hand in between. These 2 pieces of glass in this space. So the party watches as Opal kind of tugs open that hinge section to reveal a fairly complex looking metal structure within it, complete with like gears and bells and what looks like a small detachable container of some kind. If you were to look through both panes of the glass from like the very top down in, you can see the top of this contraption. It has what looks like a large clear gemstone set into the bottom of this cone, like a conically shaped cover. You see Opal, she grabs a hold of the container, kind of giving it a twist to unlock it, pulls it out, and she begins to rifle around on one of the workbenches, starting to pack this container with what looked like a mixture of soot and salt before she slides it back in, gives it a twist to lock it, and then flicks a small switch next to it. The gears begin to turn and the belts start to whir as this low mechanical hum kind of fills the room. And the panes of glass are lit up in white light emitted from the gemstone in the cone. So Opal knows, she'll can motion to Hellcruck that you just got to open the book and lay it in between these two, that top section of the glass into the light.
Yeah, so open it up to the page that you want translated, and then we slide it in there, and then the light shines on it, and voila.
Wow, this is quite the contraption. It's impressive.
Do you want like the table of contents, or what page you want it? What page you want to open?
What languages does it translate to?
All of them. I don't know.
How do you choose?
I don't know. It's a prototype. My parents kind of showed me how to roughly use it. I don't freaking know.
I guess we
Put the
probably
book in
want
there.
Common. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll start with the table of contents. I guess that makes sense.
No. Put it on the page with the guy, the guy without the head. That's more relevant. You got all this other stuff at the beginning, probably not even useful. Or the tree page.
Yeah, it's probably a note to his mother saying how much he appreciates her help throughout his life.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Every book I've ever read has that.
That was like very oddly
Yeah.
specific, Kylie. Thanks.
Frank always goes to the center.
All right, so Hellcruck
folds out.
flips it open to the book, the page where there was the picture of that big beast. We'll start with that, and then we'll do the tree.
So that depiction is on the first page, and there's just one like sentence of writing, again in the language that you don't quite understand. Above, yes, a colored illustration of a headless creature who's adorned in scraps of cloth and plain metal boots. One of his arms fully covered in armor plating from the shoulder, like all the way down to gauntlets, in which it holds a concaved, crude-looking blade of an executioner's axe. As you place it into the light, again the machine's whirring and humming, and on that, so you're placing it on the lower pane, right? And you look on the pane on the very top of the rectangle, the glass on the very top. On it, like almost like a cloud within the glass starts to swirl and reveal like illusory script, translating this language to common. So the words depicted are almost like projected from the book onto this upper pane for you all to be able to read in common. And it does tell you that the book is, or at least this page, is written in giant. So you can all now read whenever you flip a page, right? As you're flipping through pages, you're just going to have to leave it for, a few seconds, let the machine do its work, and then it'll project the translation onto this upper pane of glass for all of you. And this page, though, with the illustration of the headless creature, simply says, Zealot of the Bread Beetle.
What's a beetle?
There's a dictionary probably on the shelf over there, if you want to look. But we just pull it out, flip the page, put it back in, give it a second. Like, that's how it works. Like, I don't know how it works, but like, that's how it works.
I'll flip to the page with the. On the next page, does it seem like it moves on to a completely different topic, or is it possible that it may continue on with more information from the illustration on the previous page about this Zealot of the Bread Beetle?
As you were leaving before, and then of course now leaving through it again, you saw a number of illustrations. It does seem like as you're turning these pages, there's clearly a new header, and then with an additional illustration of something different than what was on that first page. And then as you turn this page again, it actually does turn to the depiction of the tree. And then, again, the machine whirs and you get a translation. And the header for this page reads Ritual of the Deadwood.
Is there instructions? Yeah.
Absolutely. It continues to outline this ritual. So you see the leafless, gnarled tree. Unlike the Zealot of the Bread Beetle page, this is just a charcoal work. Not fully colored, definitely not as intricately illustrated either. There's a lot of precision and care taken for that first illustration. Whereas on subsequent pages, it seems it's more something quickly sketched out for just a simple reference for whatever the page is speaking about. This ritual describes the process of planting and nourishing a death head tree. A seed foraged from the tireless glade is corrupted and planted in blood-soaked soil. And you see there is an incantation here as well, which reads, Entrenched in blood, take hold of death, enriched by blood from their last breath. Renew what is given, bear fruit for the living. The deadwood creaks and bellows, in service of they who follow, in service of the bread beetle. A further process is described, again, more outlining details for this ritual, one that is supposed to be carried out post-incantation. If performed correctly and the seed takes hold, the death head tree will reach maturity in a day due to the heightened growth characteristics of the tireless gladewood. Once matured, spent guises are buried deep at the foot of the tree, down to the root system. This is the true purpose of the death head tree, to provide the bread beetle with a renewed guise as the tree bears its fruit, rejuvenating those that were offered, to continue to serve the bread beetle. And again, lists of ingredients, it's like a recipe, right? In addition to this incantation, completely outlining how to perform this ritual.
So, the tree isn't even the big bad guy. There's a bread beetle, whatever that is.
Yeah, it sounds like they're killing people and putting them under the tree, and then it's taking the heads up for people to use, like that
Right.
giant guy we saw on Founders Day.
So, can we all agree that this book goes to Happy? He's one of the
I don't
good
know.
ones. We gotta help them somehow. They gotta know what they're looking for. People are probably disappearing, and then there's a tree over it. It's what are we gonna be able to do?
You got some way to copy it?
To copy it?
Yeah.
You could write it down.
Think your brother could do it? He's annoying. He's had nothing to do all day. Keep him away from the customers.
I really don't think we should be showing Micah this graphic content.
He'd have nightmares for weeks.
Yeah, he's the littlest one. Come on, Rumpke.
So did we look through this entire book, sort of get an idea of everything, or are we, did we look at the first 5 pages and there's a whole big tome here, or?
Is there a picture of the cultist?
The book itself doesn't seem to be that thick. As you're leaving through, so you continue, turn another page, you see there are a couple pages that depict, again, a quick charcoal sketch of a dagger, 2 pages like that. There's another page that has a sketch of what looks like a roll of rope or twine. And yes, kind of the last page you get to, does look like there is a sketch of one of these cultists with their mouths stitched up. So it's becoming very clear as you're leafing through. Like this is like a spell book, or like just like a book of rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Does the dagger look like one of the daggers that Opal has?
Yes, both do actually. There are two rituals. One by the name of the Ritual of Preservative Nature and the Ritual of Paralytic Nature.
I can ritual cast on those daggers while we're chilling here to identify them. I don't know, 10 minutes each, I guess, but yeah.
Well, it's 10 minutes to ritual cast and then an hour of identifying.
Well, I'll start the process if we're in here that long, but I don't know.
We gonna be in here a while, or?
Well, I guess basically the book's gonna tell us exactly.
Okay, what's this one?
And I hold out one of the daggers.
What's it say? I need to, hold on, let me get my notebook. Okay, go.
Okay, you hold out it's kind of one of the two mundane-looking dagger. Again, both of them have a curved blade, but this one has white leather-wrapped handle, and it looks closest to the depiction under the Ritual of Preservative Nature. This is a ritual detailing the process of applying a magical effect to a dagger, utilizing a solution of salt and blood and copper pieces applied to the blade. The number of hours performing the ritual directly correlates to the number of days the effect lasts for. There is another incantation here. Stop the rot, save the dead. The bread beetle still has use for your head. Stop the rot, save the dead. Your guise is theirs, a voice in their stead. If performed properly, the imbued dagger can now stave off the rotting effects of death, preserving the guise for a time. So in mechanical terms, you all would know kind of by that kind of description. I mean, obviously it's very vague the way it's kind of written out here as far as the incantation goes. But essentially, this is a ritual to apply the effects of the Gentle Repose spell onto a dagger.
Why would you want to do that?
Gentle Repose prevents a corpse from rotting.
So they can get the heads back to the tree.
Preserve the heads and then bury them to rot then.
What are you looking at another one? You want detail for everything in this book? Because I got it if you want it.
I want to know what the other dagger is. Just
My understanding is that you have to take a head, plant it at the base of the tree. The tree then kind of reforms the head and makes it so that they can control it and pop it onto a new body.
From what's written in here, it's as if you have a spent head and it is planted at the tree essentially buds it or regrows it or bears it as fruit and renews it.
The bread beetle's the big giant guy,
It's
and
the
he
dude.
pops heads on and off to disguise himself.
No, the big giant guy is a zealot of the bread beetle. The bread beetle is a group of people that are controlling all this, is my guess. Or the bread beetle is like a god type creature.
oh gosh.
That's probably more online, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing we need to do is we need to get as much information out of this book as we can if we're going to hand it over.
We want to know about the cultist. Turn to that page.
Yeah, why are they sewing their mouths up and stuff?
Okay, yeah, let's look at their throats too. Ugh.
So the cultist depiction is under the Ritual of Communicative Silence. A two-step ritual. One part performative sacrifice, one part symbolistic unity. A new follower of the bread beetle undergoes a sacred mutilation of the vocal cords to mold them in their image. For the bread beetle is voiceless in their true form, never to be debased to the level of the unworthies while without guise. This incantation reads, I silence you now to better serve. The voiceless will obey, the voiceless will observe. The bread beetle comes, in true form or in guise, and the voiceless will rejoice with their silent cries. Once molded in their image, the follower's lips are sewn shut with cordant string, a symbol to be wordlessly recognized among other followers, and to telepathically link the flock over any distance.
Ooh.
Telepathic link.
Is that a specific type of string or?
Well, the page before the Ritual of Communicative Silence reads Ritual of Cordantry, a ritual detailing the process of creating the cordant string. A spool of thick twine is unraveled and submerged in liquefied xylium and crushed shells of an emerald dragon egg. This incantation reads, Connect us, mighty bread beetle. We bleed for you. Connect us, just bread beetle. We act for you. Bind us, bread beetle. Entwine us, bread beetle. We die for you. Once cordon string is implanted in a follower, they become telepathically connected to anyone who has undergone the ritual of communicative silence.
They're silent, but not to each other.
Yeah, that means all those other cultists knew what happened last night.
Right. And before the first guys we saw.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's not good.
I don't want to be caught with this book.
How many cultists do you think there are?
Hopefully not that many. Maybe we should write all this information down in case, we want to ditch the book or hand it over to someone else like Constable Welton or...
Yeah, I mean, if we think the guard is trustworthy, this could really help them. We could all collaboratively take down this bread beetle. We now have a name for the problem, I can't ask one of my siblings to write this down, though.
No, I think we need to not involve any more people than it's absolutely necessary, but,
Maybe you hide it in your hidey hole in the maze.
I mean, I could hide it, but,
Yeah, let Manny do it. Manny don't have nothing to do. It take his mind off stuff.
I think this needs to stay between us. If you want things copied, I guess I could stay here and write stuff down while we need to signal Happy. We need to talk to Happy.
How long you think it'd take you to copy this? Like, you can do it in the evenings and stuff, and maybe then we'll give it to the constable after you get a rough copy of it.
Yeah, how long do you think it would take for one of us to transcribe? Like, maybe not
I'd
word
need
for
the
word,
machine,
but-
so it'd probably have to be
Yeah,
me.
you need a machine.
Middle of the night type crap.
Yeah, you would have to do it over the machine. It would probably take you 2 to 4 hours getting, again, like each of these rituals in addition to the incantations read like a recipe, right? You could jot down the incantation and, of course, take note of the ingredients and their quantities. A lot of the other information here is outside of strictly performing the ritual, kind of superfluous once you already know what it does, of course. So, yeah, you could probably get it done in an evening, maybe a late night. There is one last ritual, which you can all probably guess is pertaining to the other dagger and what that dagger does, but I'll read it for you here, just to complete all the information you have. Ritual of Paralytic Nature, a ritual detailing the process of applying a magical effect to a dagger, utilizing a small, straight piece of iron coated in the oil of the Gorgon mushroom that is applied to the blade of the dagger. The incantation reads, "Squirm, squirm, you little worm. You'll find you can't in turn. Body frozen, limbs stiff. The bread battle demands your guise, his gift." If properly performed, the imbued dagger can now paralyze a victim, aiding in the acquisition of the bread battle's guise. So many of you were paralyzed in that fight with the daggers as the cultists were fighting with. So that's all the rituals outlined in this particular book. Could each of you give me, in light of consuming this information, could each of your characters give me just a straight intelligence check?
Kylie got a 13.
Rumpy got an 11.
15 for Opal.
Hellcrock got a 6.
Opal kind of comes to the realization a little first, very quickly followed by Kylie. Also meaning kind of pertaining to what you were surmising, Emily, about is the creature the bread battle or is he a zealot? You both, Opal and Kylie, kind of think to yourselves, and maybe you kind of blurt it out at the same time, if the followers can't speak and the bread battle doesn't speak, who is performing these incantations for the rituals?
Ah, right. Yeah. Someone has to say these words, guys. Think it through. What the heck?
I don't follow. What do you mean?
Incantations have to be said and recited.
Right. Yeah.
Probably not telepathically with their sewn lips.
Oh, I getcha, yeah.
So who the frick is saying this stuff?
Guards.
I mean, all of a sudden we're accusing guards. I'm very confused, but alright.
Rumkey said it.
I didn't accuse nobody. I was just saying, the constable there said, hey, this is not something people want to follow up on, so they're not taking it seriously.
So that means they're chanting incantations and guising
I think you're
heads?
jumping to a lot of conclusions off of something simple I said.
To be fair, most of what Rumkey says is pretty simple.
That's right.
Well, Anyway, did we see anyone that's mouth wasn't sewed shut? I mean, I'm trying to remember. I don't, right?
Yeah, well, I guess at the very least, we should be pretty careful, you know. Maybe there are some guards that are in on this. Maybe there aren't, I don't know, but this book could be, you know, we don't want it to end up in the wrong hands, and also it's probably pretty valuable evidence that may help, you know, crack this case.
So what do you say you hit the button?
Yeah.
We'll go up and get the constable up at the carriage service.
Yeah, how long's the button take?
Well, I get the impression that it probably works right away, but he might not be able to come immediately. I assume he wouldn't keep us waiting too long.
Well, we'll go up to the carriage service, we'll get him and bring him back here and give him the book. That'll give her time to, you know, copy it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Bring the constable back to the shop? I mean, I guess. He was just here. Wouldn't be that weird.
Well, then we can get this book out of our hands.
Alright. I start searching the workshop for pen and paper or ink and quill, whatever the frick I use.
You know, we could even buy ourselves a little bit more time by saying that Opal's, you know, translating it, and then she'll bring it up to meet us at Lehan's once she's all done.
I thought you weren't saying anything, though. You're just pushing a button.
What? No. We push the button.
Yeah.
We meet at Lehan's whenever he's able to come, and then we
Okay.
tell him we're gonna have to wait a little while.
Oh.
We don't think we should tell him we know what it says.
The whole, like, pushing a button and then saying, wait a little while, seems like you're... Why wouldn't you just wait a little while, then push the button? His time is valuable.
We could tell him that we wanted to tell him about what happened last night, right? And that we also found this book, and Opal's seeing if she can translate it to find out what's written in it.
Right. Yeah, because, like, the constable, maybe he doesn't speak giant.
We don't think we should let him know that we have that ability.
What? To translate?
Yeah. We don't think we should let anyone know that we know what it says inside this book.
I agree with Seychadal.
Yeah, is this Seychadal,
That was Kylia.
Oh, you certainly didn't sound like Kylia. Kylia, stop trying to sound like Seychadal.
Hey, by the way, last night you, like, were Seychadal. It was weird. Like, Kylia was, like, crying for help and stuff?
We don't remember that.
Yeah, because Seychadal's like, I don't know, got you under some spell or something? Like,
Seychelles Doll gives us all kinds of gifts and helps us.
right, but this seemed like you weren't choosing that. Like, Kylia didn't speak for, yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen you like that, Kylia.
We remember getting hurt.
Yeah. Does Seychadal take over when you get hurt? Like, is that normal?
Seychelles Doll saved us.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Opal, Carlia. I was a little bit worried for you. Sort of seemed like, you know, you weren't able to stay in control of yourself. And
That's what I'm saying. What if Seychadal takes over? Then we lose Kylia. I don't want to lose you, Kylia.
We don't want to lose us either, but Seychelles Doll's not talking to us right now.
Okay. If it happens again, what are we supposed to do? You didn't like it, I can promise you. Kylia was not cool with it.
We don't know.
Can I, like, smack you and it stops? Or what do we...
Why don't we would just see if it happens again?
Okay, do you want to write this page and I write that page? Like, you know, because the book's open and twice as fast.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, are you gonna go bring Happy here?
Yeah, we'll go get him. I'm thinking, maybe we just give him the book and we sort of keep the translated copy for ourselves, and we don't really need to mention that to him till we find out what's really going on here.
That's what we've been saying.
That's why I'm making sure we
that's not a bad idea. I mean, I guess, well, it'd be nice to know, you know, Because if we knew that he had a way to translate it, and then we gave it to him, and he never ended up telling us what was in it, or maybe he told us something that's not what's in it, and then we know he's lying to us. But he may have no way to translate it at all. So
Are there giants in the city, Leland, or giants on the guard, or?
No, there are no giant folk within the city.
Just a half giant at Lehan's carriage.
Ooh, ah.
You can half translate it.
Maybe he was raised by his giant side.
Could you all give me a history check, please?
16 for Opal.
12 for Rumpke.
Kylia has a 6. She did not pay attention to the city's history at all.
Yeah, Halcrook's not a historian. He rolled a nat 1.
Okay, so Opal, again, with the giant talk kind of sparking memory for you, yes, you do know there are no giant folk that reside in Stormcape, but in the city's history, there was something called the Giants' Rebellion, a force of giants that lived further to the west, closer to the mountain ranges off to the west, that were at one point warring with the residents of Stormcape. And this was many, many centuries ago. That squabble and that territory struggle and clash has long rest been put to bed. It's been, again, a number of decades since giant folk were even spotted around the city itself. But definitely their city itself has a history of being involved with giant folk.
Guys, didn't you learn this in school?
And I'll explain to them what I know.
No, we didn't go to school here.
Right. So maybe there's a historian, like a town historian, someone in the city. I'm sure Happy can find someone to translate. And if he can't, maybe he'll tell us that, right? So keep writing.
Agreed.
The two of us are just scribbling down what we can in common. We're going to write our version in common. And it'll just be on loose leaf paper for now. But I can bind something up later or something.
All right, Hellcrook, hit that button.
all right, here goes.
I pull out the little signal medallion and press it.
And as you apply like your thumb in the very center of this smooth, polished, squashed silver medallion, it does seem to like briefly vibrate as you do, and then inert again. No light or no additional vibrations, just that simple little
No
pulse.
noise?
No noise.
And the garage door in the back opens up.
Yeah, the big bay doors in the back of the
Toggles will
workshop
sprocket.
opens up.
I definitely felt something. I think it worked. We should head over there to meet him. We don't want him to show up first.
Kylia, if anyone comes in, we're studying. This is a special project on the history of Stormkeep.
Okay.
Or efficiency. Like it says on the cover.
Oh, sorry, we're being efficient, yeah.
That'll make your dad happy.
Oh, yeah. He'll probably tell me I'm being inefficient at learning how to be efficient, but...
Alright, so I walk out the door and shut it behind me and then start walking out to the front. No, kid, I'm not going to buy anything. Quit asking me.
Hey, are you gonna buy something? As he's tugging on your tattered shirt.
Hey, you ripped it.
No, it was like that when you got here.
Hey, you're probably right. Come on, Hellcrook.
Yeah, maybe next time. I'm a little short on funds today, but
Did you bring a carriage?
no. Lehan's not really up. Our carriage service isn't fully functioning, but he did say he wants it up and running tonight, so I'm gonna be busy.
So yeah, I'll follow Rumpke out, and we'll make a speedy pace to traverse back across the city.
And of course, you get there, and like Rumpke, you see the 4 orphans that are now employed at Lehan's carriage service. They're mucking out stalls as Hellcrook was directing them. You of course right away notice Zachary, the half giant kid, right? He's like with Lehan, and Lehan's like pointing and directing and like yelling at him as Zachary's trying to like get on top of one of these carriages to like practice driving it. the back of the wheels like start to slowly lift out of the muck, right, as he sits on the front. But then as soon as Lehan kind of climbs in the back, it settles back down with a little weight distributed across it. And he starts to slowly direct holding the reins and direct the carriage and practice getting the carriage services back up and running for tonight. The two of you, I don't know if Hellcrock, you're going to get back to some of your chores or what you're going to do, if the two of you are just going to hang out. But you're waiting for, a couple hours, and Happy hasn't shown up yet.
Okay.
I can't stick around, Hellcrock. I gotta get back to my fight. I mean, I only got a couple hours here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe he's busy. Hopefully nothing bad's happened to him. But, I can notify the group, if he shows up. If Happy doesn't show up today, which I think would be a little bit unusual, but, if I don't talk to you, if I don't see you, best of luck with your fight tonight, Rumkey.
Hey, I don't need luck.
Yeah.
You got any money you want me to put down on me?
I kind of pat my pockets and
Oh, well, no, I don't seem to have any on me right now, Rumkey, but next time for sure.
All right, I got you. All right, kids, good luck to you. Don't kill anybody. Hope you guys got good insurance.
What's that?
Hey, don't worry about it. And then I walk off. See ya!
See you later, Rumkey.
So for Hellcrock, at Lehan's, another hour or so passes, and again, Happy still hasn't shown up. But you have this like medallion just in a pocket or something, or are you wearing it? Where you have it stored on your person?
I think it would just be in my pocket. Yeah.
Well, as I said, Happy doesn't show up, but you feel like a short and quick vibration coming from your pocket. Just once, just exact same as when you sent off your little signal. It seems like you've gotten one back to you.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I could have swore this little thing just did another buzz.
I'll pull it out of my pocket and kind of just take a look at it, see if it looks any different. Hold on to it for a little while, see if it does anything, if it seems to buzz again.
It does not seem to buzz again, and it looks inert, like the same as when you first were handling it, same as right after you had sent your own little message away.
Okay, I will try and buzz it back.
And you're able to. It looks like it still functions. You do the same thing, your little thumb in the center of it, a little zzz, and then nothing.
Well, that's unusual.
I'll put it back in my my pocket and go take a quick look to look on the four young recruits, make sure that everything's in order, and then I'll circle back around to my my quarters and kind of go inside, close the door, and if it hasn't buzzed again in that time, I'll send a message to Rumkey.
Hey, Rumkey, kind of an unusual thing happened. This thing just buzzed to me, like someone was trying to signal me through it.
I don't know how that thing works. Did he tell you any place other to meet him anyplace else? I mean, maybe he just can't come. He's just letting you know he's unavailable. Buzz him again.
Well, no, I buzzed him back, and there's not been any response since. You don't think he's in trouble, do you?
I have no idea. I barely know the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this. I know you're going to be busy tonight, and well, really, I kind of told Lehan that I would be too, but... yeah, can you just pass a message on to the girls to let them know that, what's going on and that I'm a little bit worried about him?
Yeah, I'll let them know. Anything else?
No, that's it. All right, thanks, Rumkey.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. All right, I'll take out my sending stone that goes to Opal. Hey, ring!
Hey, Rumkey.
Hey. Yeah, old Happy's a no-show. We buzzed him, didn't show up, and then it buzzed back. Poor old Hellcrux said he buzzed him back again, and we haven't heard nothing yet. So, not really sure. Maybe he's in trouble or something, or maybe he's just letting us know he can't come right now or something. I don't know.
Dang it. Okay.
Dang it, what? What's he saying?
He's saying Happy clicked back but didn't show up. And then
What does that mean?
I don't know. Is he in trouble? What are you gonna do, Rumpke? What are you guys doing?
I'm prepping for the fight tonight. I'm going to the bashing clash. If you guys need me, I'll be done. Probably about probably morning. It's gonna be a long night.
Okay, we're gonna figure out what to do, and we'll tell you, just so that you can inform Hellcrook too.
Sounds good. Did you get the book copied?
Working on it. Kylie, what are we gonna do? A buzz back without showing up? That's just kind of weird.
Maybe just busy.
Hey, was there anything else?
Are you
I'm
buzzing
still
me
on the
back?
line here.
No.
I thought I hung up on you.
I was waiting for you to say goodbye.
Oh, sorry. Bye.
It's rude.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Rumpke's in rare form, but that's good for a fight night. Let's keep doing this, I guess, and maybe we'll hear back from him. I don't know.
Did you still want to go watch the fight?
I don't usually watch. I just hang out after. But yeah, we could watch if you want.
We've never been to one.
I don't know. Let's keep rating this. I'm gonna try to finish this. Like, come on.
Okay, let's get to it.
To know oneself is to know true strength. Excuse me, I didn't see you there. Don't mind the meditations of my mind. For now we must bid farewell. But fear not. The journey continues at incorrigibleparty.com. There's also a new World Anvil page to explore the world of Senta and all its wonders. These enchanting melodies you've heard come from tabletopaudio.com and Sarastro Music. Please accept my invitation to join our Discord server, and we shall forge bonds as strong as a tall oak, and share tales that echo throughout the halls. Lastly, I humbly beseech you, like, rate, review, and spread the word of our adventures across the realms. Tell a friend, a comrade, or even a foe. And until we meet again, may your dice be blessed with fortune, and your cup filled with ale. Happy adventuring.
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.